Colleagues, I welcome you to today's sitting.
On Thursday, 27th March 2025, the Minister of State for Finance, Planning and Economic Development in charge of general duties, Honorable Henry Musasezi, tabled a report indicating that government had revised the loan request to buy out umeme.
On 20th of March 2025, this House passed a resolution authorizing government to borrow euro equivalent of US dollars 190,988,556 from Stanbic for the Umeme Limited buyout. This amount was conditioned to the confirmation of the actual monetary amount of Umeme's investment by the Auditor General. This morning, the Auditor General submitted the special audit report for the end of lease and assignment agreement between Umeme Limited and Uganda Electricity Distribution Company Limited, was submitted today morning. And the Auditor General has verified and confirmed the buyout amount of United States dollars 118,385,603 against the amount we approved of 190,988,556, which we had conditioned to this special audit.
I beg to lay on table the special audit report for the end of lease and assignment agreement between Umeme Limited and Uganda Electricity Distribution Company Limited.
Since we conditioned the approved amount to this audit, and the Auditor General has given a varying amount by a big margin, we need government to put into consideration this audit when they are finalizing with Umeme. Therefore, this can only be done if this report is adopted by the House.
We have never passed a report of the Auditor General we have not read. This, Mr. Speaker, is going to be the first in modern history of Parliament that a report can be read there and MPs pass it without even seeing it. So the procedural issue I am raising, Mr. Speaker, because the rules governing committees, we have accountability committees that deal with these reports and then report, and we adopt as advised.
I think it would be prudent that the Auditor General's report is, number one, verified, studied. The Auditor General is part of Parliament. And on an annual basis, the Auditor General gives us report as Parliament. We send them to accountability committees. They are scrutinized and all of that, because the Auditor General's report needs to be studied. They do work for us as Parliament. So before we pass it, it would be good that we know, as colleagues are saying, what is in that report. Can we ascertain?
These are not annual reports, which must go to the committee. These are special audit reports. Annual reports are the ones provided for under our rules of procedure that they need to go to committee. That's number one. Number two, this is a time-bound report, which you yourselves, when you were passing the resolution, I think was it 2 weeks ago? Yes, on 20th of March, okay? You conditioned it to this report. Not you processing and going through this, but conditioned it to this report. And mind you, we must sort with Umeme by 31st of March. What it means, if by then we have not yet pronounced ourselves on this report of the Auditor General, government will continue with what we passed. Because they don't know about it. They don't know about it. They don't have it. Okay? The government has a figure. Government has a figure it presented to us. We passed. And now the Auditor General has said, no, the amount was higher. We have verified it should be reduced by this amount. And this is an office of government. So the timeline is honorable colleagues. Otherwise, what do I lose by referring it to the committee? I would love that. But now, if we are to beat the deadline of 31st of March, which is next Monday, that is in the contract, whereby if we don't settle by that timeline, Umeme will get a blank check.
Government, Tanzania, Kenya, South Africa, are not stopped from implementing the report of Auditor General. In fact, in Tanzania, the government, once the report comes out, they implement and then report to Parliament as Parliament discusses. So it is the wish of government and also the role of Parliament, the way we decide we want to move.
Colleagues, I now put the question that the House adopts the recommendation of the Auditor General as contained in the Special Audit Report for the end of lease and assignment agreement between Umeme Limited and Uganda Electricity Distribution Company Limited. Those in favor say aye, and to the contrary nay. The ayes have it. Thank you. Clerk, please extract this resolution and ensure it reaches government today. It reaches the government today so that it is considered in their final discussion with Umeme.
During the sitting, the House called for urgent interventions in addressing the effects of drastic weather patterns, especially the recent floods that claimed lives in some parts of Kampala.
Yesterday morning, various parts of the Lake Victoria Basin received heavy rains, which caused flooding in some places and subsequently impeded mobility, and we even lost livelihoods. I was checking in the media that we lost around 5 and 7, and more people are injured. It was very, very unfortunate what happened yesterday. Such a climate-induced occurrences, I remind about the need for responsible and sustainable environment and natural source use.
I want to implore government, to reach out to the affected families, the bereaved families. There are several that are now displaced. We are trying to find shelter for them in churches, in mosques, and so on, and take care of them from there. We are hoping that government comes in because many are not able to stay in their homes currently. They are still flooded. Others, were affected heavily. I hope that the Ministry of Disaster Preparedness, in conjunction with the Ministry of Kampala, Capital City Authority, will come in to intervene as quickly as they possibly can.
The ministry in charge of KCCA, Office of the Prime Minister, and the agencies that do help us when such disasters occur are meeting in order for them to come up with the way forward on what the country is experiencing. But I want to state that majorly it is attributed to natural disaster, partly also occasioned by our human indiscipline. That is why we will continue experiencing this.
But away from that immediate intervention, and I hope it will be immediate, Right Honourable Speaker, I think that government needs to update this House on what's happening to avert these happenings, because the causes are known. Poor drainage. We see buildings coming up in Kampala, every corner. There's different structures coming up. We don't know who approves them. Many of them have not planned for drainage.
The Committee on Physical Infrastructure, you have some work you've been working on poor planning and people who have built in road reserves. You've been doing some work. I don't know where you've reached. I hope you can interrogate this further when you're processing the ministerial policy statement.
In the sitting, government tabled before Parliament the Supplementary Appropriation Bill 2025 that aims at allocating up to 4.8 trillion shillings to critical priorities including defense, security and infrastructure.
I beg to move that the Supplementary Appropriations Bill 2025 be read for the first time.
The bill stands referred to the Committee on Budget, and given the strict timelines that we have, I want the committee to report back by 1st of May. We must look at the cost of every clause. How much money was it supposed to raise, or what is the implication on the budget? So that if we have clauses we drop, tax measures, proposed tax measures we drop, then we should go back to the budget and reconcile. Otherwise, we would be supplying air. You deny it, you stop a tax measure, then you continue giving the whole budget the way it is. So we have to be very cautious when we are processing.
Honorable Henry Musasizi also tabled the Appropriation Bill 2025, highlighting a 40.7 trillion shillings budget for the 2025-2026 financial year, outlining significant investments across key sectors to drive economic growth and development.
I beg to move a motion that the Appropriations Bill 2025 be read for the first time.
The Appropriation Bill 2025.
Thank you. The bill stands referred to the Committee on Budget, and I hope you're mindful of the timelines, so please ensure that you handle it expeditiously. House adjourned to 9th of April, 2 p.m.
Madam Speaker, I thank you for this latitude. Madam Speaker, I do associate myself with the protocol as it was alluded to by you, Right Honorable Speaker. Madam Speaker, I'm so grateful that you have expedited this process upon receiving the Gazette. Indeed, the people of Kawempe North constituency are so happy that their elected member of parliament is now assuming his duty and ready to execute the mandate. Madam Speaker, I came with my wife, Nansuksa Shakira, and one of my children, Alma, my father, Haji Serugoti Swaib, my leader, Haji Nasa Chibirige Takuba, the former chairman of Kawempe Division. I have come with one of my great foot soldiers, Bobby Giant. I have as well come with our leader, Mr. Asimwe Colin, the Vice President of Uganda Law Society, is representing President Semakade. Madam Speaker, it is my humble request that when the sitting resumes, I will be accorded an opportunity to communicate to Parliament and the nation about the state of affairs of Kawempe North constituency, which has not been represented substantively for so long, Madam Speaker. And Madam Speaker, at that moment, I will make a request that we be accorded some more minutes, those which have not been used by our beloved Honorable Sejelinya. Madam Speaker, indeed, the people of Kawempe North will be so grateful, but because even as we talk now, we are suffering from floods among other predicaments. Madam Speaker, I will not consume a lot of your precious time. We are so grateful. We are so grateful, Madam Speaker. I will make a report to the people of Kawempe North constituency that you have welcomed us warmly. We are so grateful.
Thank you so much, Honorable Elias, and once again, congratulations. When the House resumes, we will give you space. Truth be told, they've not been represented for some time because Honorable Segirinya was sick for some time and they were deprived of representation.